Hi guys, today's video is regarding a recent drama or episodes for the Basketball Wives show. So if you're interested in hearing my opinions and just giving maybe some words of encouragement for somebody who may be going through a similar circumstance, then stay tuned. Alright, so today I'm rocking the Basketball Wives inspired earrings. I actually picked these up when I went to NYC recently. I kind of wanted to do this video because, well, first off, I don't really watch the show as soon as it comes out. Like, I usually wait to the weekends to catch up, and I have a little bit of time off, so I figured I would go ahead and catch up. So I watched the last two episodes, and I was I was mad. I was like, I really wanted to come to the screen and scream out loud. Not like my opinion matters to those women at all, but I've been through the same circumstance. Like I was in a very similar situation years and years ago with women who, not just one, but multiple women who just berated and attacked me and verbally insulted me and assaulted me, because when you put verbal insults onto someone and you put them down, you may not be punching them with your fist, but it is a verbal attack. It's a verbal assault, and I did feel afraid for my safety at times, and I felt like, I don't know, I just felt so angry, and I felt like I'd never been through anything like that in my life before, and that I would never put myself in a situation like that before. Very similar to what Keisha was feeling. And I'm trying to think. I never broke down and cried in front of the ladies. It was actually like 8 of them against one person. Like I went out of town with someone who was supposed to be my friend, and I basically ended up, in a situation where there's 8 women all against me, and it was pretty much for no reason at all. Like it was a bad situation that turned worse, and it just taught me a lesson in life, which is part of the reason that I am doing this video. Um, you should not hang around women who are jealous of you. You should not hang around women who have negative things to say about you to your face or to other people. One time, if a person disrespects you and talks about you to someone else, or if someone warns you one time about a person and says, I don't like the way they look at you, and you walk away, then believe it. Kind of like Oprah said, when a person shows you who they really are, believe it, because that's really who they are. So, just for any person who has gone through this before, or who may be going through it, because I know some women aren't strong enough. I know we always talk about breakup and relationships, but when you break up with your friends, sometimes it feels like a breakup, especially when you know, cared about a friend, or you've known them for a while, and really kind of like what's going on with the whole Jennifer and um, whatever her name is, the other chick who likes to fight a lot. Jennifer and hope you guys know who I'm talking about. The one that's with the Ocho Cinco guy. But their whole situation, best friends breaking up or friends breaking up for one reason or another, that feels like a breakup sometimes too. And just, for anyone who's going through that, trying to decide whether a friendship is worth salvaging, if a person is not giving you respect, if they're disrespecting you behind your back to other people, they're putting you down, they're not being attentive to your needs in the relationship, it's just one-sided. Everybody is human, nobody is perfect, and especially with friendship, lifelong friendships, it's not going to be perfect 100% of the time. I've had lifelong friends where we had to take a break, and then we've come back to each other and said, listen, we both see faults in what's happened, but you best believe there was never a time, even when we took a break, where it was something we did to one another that, made us stop like talking every day. It was maybe we were younger, we just disagreed at the time about certain things, we just kind of grew apart for a while, and we made our way back to each other, because when you have a general love and respect for a person, it will happen. And if they have the same for you, it will happen. So I guess this video is just for those who may have a circle of friends who are just not good for them, like cut them loose. Cut them loose. Not just men. Don't just think that you have to get rid of a bad relationship. Get rid of friends who are no good, and get rid of acquaintances that are no good either. If you're in a circle of people and someone else doesn't like you that's attached to your friend, then don't put yourself in situations where you can become assaulted or attacked or the victim of something, because ultimately, like it's kind of like you already know before you put yourself in that situation. Like my whole situation that was very similar to what Keisha went through was a female that I was friends with. We weren't like lifelong friends, but we were friends. We had been hanging out a lot, and then we stopped hanging out, and then we started hanging out again. Then we went out of town, and that weekend all heck broke loose, and I was like pretty much walking down the highway with my suitcase trying to call someone because my items had been stolen, basically, without getting into like too much detail. The car we had driven down there in basically had been broken into, so my possessions, my cell phone, everything had been stolen. So like I wasn't even allowed to use the phone to call friends to come and get me out of the situation. So I understand even the whole situation where she's taken her purse from her and not allowing her to have her phone and whatnot. I mean, her purse. Like that same similar thing happened to me. But when I look back on it, and when friends look back on it with me, they were like, I never liked the way that person looked at you. I never liked the way, this person was talking about you behind your back. Really not to my back, because it was told to me once or twice, but I kind of brushed it off and was like, oh, people are human. When people show you who they are, you believe it and you pray for them and you keep it moving, because if you're a good person, bad people will bring you down and bad people will influence you to be things sometimes that you're not either. But that's a whole nother video. I just wanted to share my story for anyone who may have friends that they should be cutting loose. Cut them loose. You know, you don't need dead weight, and you know, it could be worse. Like whatever situations you've gone through with them that's making you feel like you need to possibly cut them loose, it could get even worse. And you never want to be in a situation like that, because I'm a very strong individual. I'm not a hot tempered type of person. I don't just fly off at the mouth or jump at people. I'm a pretty strong female too. I'm not, some small female that can just be easily intimidated by a woman who has a frame of Tammy. But, even me, when I was in that situation with those women, like it was so hard for me not to become physical, because when multiple people are attacking you for no reason, really, the same thing, just they don't really know you, and they just take bits and pieces and basically decide they all feel like jumping on the same bandwagon because they're cool. So I mean, Keisha's situation, it was just one, but my situation, it was literally like 8 people who were all friends, and I was the outsider, and you know it was horrible. It was something that I wish no one would ever go through. And yeah, I thought I needed to talk about this because it's real. It's not just the Basketball Wives show. It happens in real life, but sometimes it can be, prevented. And so that's my story. Hopefully, it helps prevent it from happening to someone else. And as far as watching the show, I'm going to possibly send an email or maybe even just make some comments on their website regarding the show, and then just this video as well to share my opinion that it ain't cool ever to act like that. That's like the worst. You can't sit up here and destroy someone's career like, Chris Brown for hitting Rihanna and dogging him to the ground and saying how horrible he is. But then, celebrate someone like Tammy, who basically you're a bully. You are a bully. Like, in order to have conflict with someone, you have to verbally assault them, put them into the ground, and verbal and physically assault them. And it's like, I'm sorry you went through those things in your life, but if you need anger management not to hit somebody because they tell you you got a bad weave and a bad attitude and they don't want to be around you and they should really tell you how you are, then you probably should be institutionalized. So you might want to get that checked out. So anyways, I'm going on a rant, and this isn't to bash people, like two wrongs don't make a right, but at the same time, I think it's important just for us to share our experiences because you never know who's watching. So, um, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you very much for watching and subscribing. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. It's free. Click the button up here or over here or wherever it is. And like always, peace, guys, and God bless.